I am Dr. Sangeeta Sharma and I am taking M.A Previous class Poetry Ode on Grecian Urn, and in continuation with the second stanza, I now start the third stanza, and the third stanza starts with "Ah, happy, happy boughs to parching tongue." Keats addresses the branches of the tree painted on the urn. He calls them happy, happy because they will never shed their leaves. They will always remain green. They will never say goodbye to the spring season. Then he addresses the melodist, who will never feel tired of making new songs. He will always continue to compose music. Then, addressing the picture of the lover, Keats says that the lovers will always remain happy. They will always enjoy the warmth of the love. Their love will always remain fresh, always remain young, in which the passionate lovers would always be panting. Their love would never lose its charm, its attraction. The foreheads of the lovers are burning and the tongue dry to speak. But still, this condition of the lovers is better than those in actual life. It is above all those human emotions and sentiments that fills the heart with sorrow and suffering, because the love of the lovers on the vase is not subject to change. See, this stanza is very easy because it has the words which are very easy to understand, and so the critical comments become all the more important when such easy stanzas are concerned. So the first critical comment is on happy, happy boughs. The branches of the trees will be happy because they will never shed their leaves. They will remain evergreen like in spring season. They will never say goodbye to spring. Boughs means branches. Happy melodist means happy musician because he will always remain fresh and untired, will always continue to compose new songs. Melodist means musician, piping new songs. Piping new songs means playing new songs, playing new tunes, playing new words, playing new feelings. The word happy is overused a little bit in these lines. The poet is trying to emphasize that the creatures carved on the urn are happy than the human beings. Now the comment on happy love, more happy love. The lovers are also happy because they will always remain forever young. All breathing human passions. The lovers are above human passions. They are at a better place. Nothing can change in the world of the picture on the urn. Passions and suffering go together, but art is clean of that. Poet celebrates life, and the scenes frozen on the urn represent a kind of victory of life over death. The busy scenes on the urn seem to speak of an emptiness, ultimately linked to mortality. Like the nightingale in Ode to Nightingale, the urn's abstract beings, their natural world, their artistic expression exist outside of time and therefore immortal. The poet wants to be the part of the urn's world. High, sorrowful, and cloyed. The reminder that the speaker is not abstract, he is real. See, the main theme of this stanza is time. The main thing about this urn is that the figures on it are frozen in time, in the middle of what they were doing. The poem's central theme is the transient nature of human existence in reality. Such scenes come to pass in few moments. The poem itself is a kind of urn. The poem pulls images, figures, and ideas from the ceaseless, non-stop flow of life and distills them for study and reflection. Bows. Figure of speech is symbolism. Bows means branches. They are the symbol of youth and spring. Keats uses symbols to signify ideas and qualities. Now the critical comment on line number 29 to 30. Synecdoche, Synecdoche. Synecdoche is a figure of speech in which a part is meant to represent the whole. Burning forehead and parching tongue represent the downside of natural love. Burning forehead means fever. Parching tongue means thirst. So in this way, we again see that Ode on Grecian Urn tells us about the art, tells us about the time, tells us the reality of art, tells us about the reality of life, tells us about the permanence of time. Only time is permanent. Only time is powerful. But at the same time, the creative work in the form of painting, in the form of anything, in the form of poetry, any creative work becomes immortal, becomes permanent. It makes the person, it makes its maker immortal. Just as the Ode on Grecian Urn has made love immortal. Why? Because the passions and the sufferings they are frozen in time. Time has made them permanent. So in this way, we see that the work of art makes not only a person happy, but makes the thing permanent. And that's why Keats says that happy, happy boughs, because boughs will always remain happy. The branches will always remain green. And because they will always remain green, so they will be very happy. They will be permanently, they are actually permanently happy. So now, this is the third stanza, and now I shall proceed to the fourth stanza. And the fourth stanza starts with, who are these coming? There's a scene on the urn, the scene of sacrifice. The poet examines, sees another picture on the urn. Picture of sacrificial ritual. A group of villagers leading a heifer to be sacrificed. The poet wonders where they are going and from where they have come. There is a mysterious priest who is leading a heifer. Heifer is a young cow, immature female who is under 3 years of age. So, there's a mysterious priest who is leading a heifer who is who is producing sound, looking at the sky, and whose silken flanks are dressed with garland. Then the poet examines another picture of a town by the side of the river or seashore. A peaceful fortress built on the mountain. The town is empty of the people. It is desolate. There are 2 scenes depicted on the urn. Number 1, of sacrifice. Number 2, desolate town. Now, these 2 scenes can be imaginatively interlinked. The town is desolate, perhaps because the people coming to the ceremony of sacrifice belong to this town. The streets of the town will forever remain empty. No one will ever return back to tell the secret, to tell the reason of its silence. It will always remain the way it is depicted on the urn. And why will it remain same? Because it is a painting, because it is a work of art. The painting has been painted in such a way, and it will always remain as it is, unless and until someone touches and paints further. So the town will always remain empty.